TV, which you can watch across the globe. You just download the mobile app, My Home TV, and wherever you are in any part of the world, so long as you are connected to internet, you can watch Juba Echo TV. For us, this is amazing because we always move around and interact with colleagues, whether in the East African region or even beyond the East African region. And most of the times you find that information about South Sudan is really, really very scarce. People do not know. People only talk about war. People do not believe that we even have structures in this country, like in terms of building, in terms of roads. People only talk about things like hunger. People do not know that there is entertainment in this country. There are musicians.
You can call me the bad girl, the star girl, live on Juba Echo.
Hey yo, this is your boy Nelson MJ. I'm live at Juba Echo TV.
Juba Echo.
Juba Echo.
Juba Echo TV.
Juba Echo TV.
Juba Echo TV.
Yo, I'm Gaddafi Johnson, aka Gaddafi J Original.
There are other artists, and there are so many other things that are also happening in this country. There are business people. So as Juba Echo TV, we are providing this opportunity to really showcase what South Sudan has, but also to provide opportunities for people who otherwise would not have chance to be on the national TV, which is our national broadcaster, the state-owned TV, which has a lot of pressure on it because it was the only TV. Now we are providing this alternative for young people, for youth who want to express themselves, to have this platform to express themselves. We are providing opportunity for business people who may not have other platforms to showcase their businesses, to talk about their businesses, to talk about the opportunities that are there in the country. These opportunities are there for women who want to showcase what they are doing in the country, who want to showcase some of the challenges they are overcoming and opportunities that are there in the country. So this is a platform for children also to have their time.
I am coming to demonstrate how germination takes place. Germination is the process by which a seed develops into a seedling and it grows into a plant.
So really we believe that this is the right thing that we are doing. We're expanding and we want to be able to reach every part of the world, taking South Sudanese stories to the people, for people to look at and understand, including of course our cultures, showing our beautiful cultures that we have in the country so that people can understand us. And we also have a team of amazing young people who have dedicated their time to do this work. We are very proud of the team doing amazing work under, of course, challenging conditions because we're a new state that is trying to grow, to really start everything from zero. So the young people are very happy in terms of the knowledge they're acquiring. They are also very innovative and very willing to be very flexible. So we are very hopeful, we're very happy that we are going to go far. And for anyone who is in any part of Africa with Star Times, you can find our channel on channel 529. Those who may not be in Africa or anywhere else where you cannot have access to Star Times, you still have My Home TV that you can download as an application and you can still watch us. We are also, of course, on other platforms such as Facebook, such as YouTube, such as TikTok.
Juba Echo TV. Information for empowerment. Juba Echo TV. Information for empowerment.
All right, welcome to this very morning of Saturday. And yes, it is what we call an exclusive show with Nadine. Yes, if you are always watching Juba Echo TV, we have this rare show that normally happens on Saturday, which is for those ones who can't actually follow the weekly procedure. This day is set aside for you to actually enjoy our service as Juba Echo TV. And today we are in the studio with, of course, a very serious theme and a topic of discussion, which is, from advocacy to action, why South Sudan needs the Anti-GBV Bill now. Our topic of discussion today is going to be amplifying young women's voices, the urgency of enacting the Anti-GBV Bill, and of course, why it is very important for this bill to be passed now, not later. So today we have these beautiful young women here in the studio with us, and they're going to begin with introduction. Each of you must introduce yourself based on what your profile look like.
Thank you so much, host Mading. I don't know whether I have mentioned the right name,
yeah, sure.
But I know that is the right name. Thank you for hosting us as the young women of this country. Briefly, my name is Knight Agnes John Wani. I am a young woman under this program, this project that is being implemented by GVO, and I'm also a very good feminist, and most times I like to say I'm a women's rights activist. I don't like to use the feminist because people label us a lot with that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I currently work with the National Education Coalition as the Gender and Inclusion Officer. Thank you so much.
Amazing. You're welcome to Morning Echo.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Good morning to each and everyone. My name is Narumanga Julie Justin Severio, and I'm one of the young women under this program of Justice for Her campaign that is being implemented by Global Voices with support from Equality Now.
Amazing.
I'm also an advocate and a feminist. So I work for Global Voices organization as the Assistant Advocacy Officer.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
And
this is Liz Isaac from YWC Juba branch. We actually we implement the project which is called Justice for Her by GBO. We are partners. So we are very glad to be here with you.
amazing, amazing. And if you're actually watching us wherever you're tuning in, whether it is on Facebook or you are comfortable seated at home watching us on StarTime channel 529, please do check on our social media to make sure that you be part of the conversation by dropping in your opinion, your questions to ask these beautiful young women to tell you exactly why did they opt to be in this particular path they are trying to now walk us through. To begin with, we need to actually let the viewers know who may be hearing about the Anti-GBV Bill for the first time. What exactly is the bill, and why is it enactment? Why is its enactment important for women and girls in South Sudan?
I can start. The Anti-GBV Bill is basically a bill that do not only apply to the girl child. When we talk about GBV, we are trying to talk about both the genders, the boy child and the girl child. But our focus here is on the girl child. So to me particularly, the Anti-GBV Bill its enactment is very, very crucial to this country because the girl child is going through a lot of discrimination, a lot of cases of rape, a lot of early and forced marriage, and it's so important that if we have this enacted, this will help us as activists to use it as a law against those who go against the rights of girls in the country. So if it's enacted, it will give us a very strong foundation to keep raising our voices with evidence and with a law that can protect both the girl child and the person that is advocating for their rights. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, to add on.
Okay, thank you so much. To add on what she has just said, it's just the same way because mostly when we talk about the Anti-GBV bill, it's not like kind of a name, it's like a law that will govern the girls because these GBV issues mainly happens to one gender. Like the boys are, like the girls are always the the survivors of GBV. And with the bill, it helps the women to access justice and then get their rights. Because we need this law. It's like act as a law so that we can stand against the GBV bill. I mean GBV, and then call to end GBV in South Sudan. Because girls normally face a lot of challenges, even beating, this domestic violence, and a lot, because this causes too much work in the community, because even the girls themselves, once they are raped, they feel like they are abandoned. Some of them don't have they feel like they can't speak anymore because people might think I was raped, and then I end up keeping quiet. But with this bill, they trust other activists in which they can come and explain their problems to, and then we take off from there and see how we can at least arrest the perpetrator of this. So it helps us to account for the cases that are being happened in the communities.
Amazing.
Yeah.
If you have time to add, you can add.
To add on what my sisters have just said, GBV bill is actually the instrument, is the power. Once it is enacted, which means we will have power to stand against GBV in our communities. When you go to police station, when you go anywhere, you can show this is what is
the law is saying.
Yeah, the law is saying.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Of course, it's really very great to have this specific bill being actually implemented, if it is to be done soon. Now, what problem is this bill specifically trying to address? Yeah.
Okay. The bill is trying to address the problem of gender-based violence, because we have seen, as I stated before, in the communities, even you see that a man rapes a 2-year-old girl, which is insane, because you can't tell me what takes a man to go and rape a 2-year-old girl, because it's not even because of the dressing code as people claim, but a child of 2 years old, what are you really doing with a child of 2 years old? Like, these are the cases that are happening. If you take a look at the case of last year in Sherkat, a girl under the age was also raped by a gang group. That was gang rape, actually. So they raped this girl, and then because we don't have a bill that talks about this, and we don't have a law that speaks out for to end gender-based violence. That is why it is important for the enactment of this bill to stand there as a law to guide this, because we need to capture, to arrest those perpetrators and then make them accountable for what they are really doing to the girls in the communities.
Great, great.
To me, this bill will address a lot of issues related to GBV. As I said from the beginning, it will apply to both the boy child and the girl child. It will address the issues of domestic violence.
That's great. Yeah, that's good. We can leave it there, and you can add something as we continue to.
Yeah.
You
Anti-GBV bill is actually a tool that helps a lot. It addresses a lot of cases, not only rape, but things like marital rape or torture in any other way. When you work, some men, they just want to grab what you have worked for. And some men, they cannot allow you to work, deny of rights to do other things.
Great.
So this bill actually addresses such cases, and it's very crucial.
You have mentioned something very important. They call it marital rape.
Yes.
Can people really talk about marital rape, and how will it actually stand out and be addressed?
This topic of marital rape, people have been talking in workshops, in many gatherings, especially on the issue of on the family law bill. People discuss this thoroughly, and most people do not believe we have marital rape in our marriages, because culturally they believe if I'm married, anytime, any minute, my husband can have sex with me, even if I'm sick or not. Let me explain why we call it a marital rape and how does it happen. A marital rape happens in circumstances where your partner is not ready to have sex. If you start forcing yourself on your partner, being a man or a female, if the man is not interested and you keep you keep yourself trying to push on him, it becomes a marital rape that has been caused by the wife. If the man also tries to push himself on the wife, it becomes a marital rape. In instances like, I am sick, I am a wife who is sick, not feeling well, and you keep pushing me. I am on my periods and you keep pushing me. You are drunk and you want to have sex with me when you're drunk. Sex is supposed to be enjoyed. That is where the circumstances of marital rape comes. When you realize that you're forcing your partner, that is where the aspect of marital rape comes in. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to add on what you have said, because, yeah, as you stated, most people believe there is no marital rape, but it happens, because even sex itself is supposed to be based on consent.
Yes.
You can't come and then anytime you demand for sex, it's not like that. Sometimes someone might not be in any mood, so you will just excuse, because it's not the first, it's not like, because sex has no deadline. That's what they used to tell us. It has no deadline. Even if you miss today, you can still go tomorrow. So yeah, it happens in the families. That is why even these cases arise of GBV. Because if you come to me and say that you're in the mood that I don't consent to having sex, there is no way you're going to force me. The moment you force me into sex, that is already rape, because I'm not in the mood. You know how girls are. So when you force yourself as a girl, sometimes you may encounter some problems later, and then they may need to rush you to the hospital, clinic, because this becomes as rape. Yeah, and it causes this domestic violence as well, because the wife has refused, or maybe is not in the mood. It causes violence. The man will be like, this woman has been denying me rights to the body and stuff, so he starts beating the wife, starts complaining. Other men will beat you and even go around telling the neighbors, this woman, she's nonsense. You know, they say a lot of words. Yeah. This is where problems start.
Yes.
But as couples, they really need to come together and understand that not every time is sex. There is what is consent matters. If I consent to it, if we all consent, we are all going to enjoy it. Yeah. Because if one consents and the other one doesn't know, it's never going to align. So that's when it comes in. Right. There is marital rape.
And we have different types of rapes. We have marital rape. There is something called attempted rape. Oh. When you attempt to rape, you're already raping, actually. And we have the actual rape itself.
So an attempt is also a
an attempt is already a rape.
Serving the same punishment as...
Yes, because you're going to leave this person emotionally tortured. Because you had already used force in the process, but you did not reach to the point. Are we together?
Exactly.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is great. Well, gender-based violence is often discussed as a legal issue, but it's also a social and community issue. How serious is GBV in South Sudan today?
Wow.
We can start from here before, and then finish from that side.
Okay. Actually, GBV cases happens every day and every time, at home, in the market, in the workplace. It's a lot, in different forms. We have the physical beating, we have the emotional tortures, and we also have something called SEER, just the attempt to do something bad, but it does not happen. That's still GBV. Yeah, it deals with mental disorder.
Good. And Naru?
Okay, GBV is a very serious issue in the community. As we are talking now, we don't know what is happening in the community, because sometimes you see that a lady tries to avoid some group of men, and then they will plan against it, and then they will come on later and rape her, which is very wrong, because in life we don't really have to consider, like, you have to first choose yourself first. Because if you're not in, sometimes these men, when you refuse their offer or their whatever. So when you refuse to them, they'll be like, no, this girl is making herself to be expensive. The good thing to do is to rape her. So as we are seated here, we don't really know what is happening in the community. Maybe some girl is being raped out there, but you see the news all over media. Whenever such cases happen, they always post on Facebook pages, Instagram, YouTube, and we always see. There's no night like this that can pass without any case of GBV because we always listen, we always see for ourselves. But the problem is, how is this going to stop? Because with this bill, the anti-GBV bill, it's coming to stop all this, because we want people to know that GBV is a serious crime that one can't go away with. Yes, that is why we call for the enactment of this bill to help us identify perpetrators and hold them accountable for what they are doing. Yeah, it's really a serious issue, and we need the government to intervene in so that our sisters, even men, can be raped. Men can be raped. There was a case of 2024 where in Yambio, right? Yeah, in Yambio. So men can also be raped. So this will also serve as a law.
Despite the fact that organizations and the government, including development partners, they are really trying to see that we eradicate and reduce the level at which GBV is happening in South Sudan. I can attest to you, it is happening every day, day and night. At my capacity as a women's rights activist, I have always gotten calls from people on how I can support them to overcome their situation. Others are in relationship, you're still dating a girl and you're already beating her. Others they are taking care of children that are not theirs, but they want to force them into marriage because this is not my daughter. I have gotten a lot of cases, and we have seen on media some are even policymakers that do that. You see a very old person getting married to a young girl. It becomes so disturbing, especially to us who talk about these issues every day. Like today we are talking here, there is something happening somewhere, as my sister said. Just that most of them are not being reported. Most don't know where they can report. But as she stated that if we get to have this law, this bill enacted into law, it will really help us hold perpetrators accountable. Not only for the girl child. The anti-GBV bill applies to both the girl child and the boy child. So when we see boys or men or advocates that are male counterparts talking about the importance of this bill to be enacted, they are indirectly also advocating for the rights of the boys. But to our country people, they will start naming you on media, they will call you a lot of names, discouraging this male counterpart activists from advocating for the rights of the female and the girl child, the male child in the country. A lot of GBV happens from home to offices, to institutions, in the market, everywhere. But others don't know that this is GBV.
Sure, actually, you have actually mentioned before that there are different types of rape, where you mentioned marital rape. There is the other one you call SEER, intended rape, and
attempted rape.
Attempted rape.
Yes.
These three different type of rapes. Is there anyone who has that experience?
Me personally, I don't have that experience, but I have heard from people that know me, that reach out to me and tells me, and most of them reach out to seek for clarification how they can do about it, what they can do, how they can do, and where they can report that. It happens in our marriages. Most married people reach out to us and they tell us such kind of things. Like, I was not feeling well, my husband did this and this and that. It happens in our marriages. It happens every day and night. Just that some of the couples do not know that they are being raped actually in their marriages.
So somebody does not know that this is rape.
Sometimes they don't know.
To her is a rape.
As long as, moderator, as long as you don't know how it happens, how it becomes a marital rape, you will not notice that this is marital rape. the scenario where I put the moment you start feeling I am forcing someone or I am being forced. If you don't know that concept as a person, you will not know I am being raped by my partner. You will not know until you get to understand that knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah.
To add on that, marital rape can also be in this form when your wife gives birth. Okay? Just few days
you want to
have sex, which is not right. That one is actually GBV.
I think culturally, it's culturally inappropriate.
Yes.
So is it there with some people who are?
I love the. I don't know which culture is this, but there is this culture whereby if a woman gives birth, she rarely sleeps in the same room with the husband. I love that so much.
There's among these Nilotics.
Yes, because biologically, human beings are very stubborn biologically. Sometimes you cannot persevere. Seeing your wife, even if she still has that wound in her body, giving birth to a child is not an easy thing. At least you need some good times to stay away from her. And for you to penetrate your wife when she's unwell, it becomes gender-based violence. You are violating her right.
Great. So Naru, you don't have experience.
No. I don't have experience.
She's still young.
Yeah. I'm not young, come on. So I don't really have experience, but yeah, I've heard from so many people, as she says, because most of us, we try to solve problems in the communities because they trust in some of us. So whenever they face such kind of issues, they always reach out for even mentorship session, because someone might go traumatized because of maybe what they have passed through. Because also, people fail to report because they think reporting will make them look like they are not people actually living on earth. Because GBV, once it happens to someone, once someone is raped, all this, whenever someone is passing, they'll be like, you see that girl, she was raped yesterday. So people fail to report because they might be seeing them, they fear. So that is why we are saying, everyone that is listening, you have to report GBV cases. It's not a crime to report. You report so that you can get help from the community, the government, and also the women rights organizations, people who are helping. Because once somebody is raped, you need to be taken care of. There's this first aid they always carry out to see what is the problem. Because even if you are raped and then you become pregnant, who is going to take care of the child? That is why they always rush them, the survivors, to the hospital. They take good care of them and know what is best for them at the moment. So that is why it's important to always report, and then so that they can get support.
Well, with all these forms of rapes, which let's say GBV in general.
Yes.
So which one are women and girls vulnerable to? Rape is the itself.
Early and forced marriage.
Rape, early and forced marriages, which we also see on social media. I think there was a scenario, even early this year, there was a lady being forced into marriage with an old man. And yet it was out of her.
You could see from the pictures.
You could see from the pictures that she was not really happy as married. It was forced marriage. And the girl was looking in 20s and the man was already in 60s or 50s. Yeah, those things happen.
Why they are too vulnerable to early and forced marriage is because they are being detected, especially by the women. If you see from all these marriages that children are being forced to, you see the elderly women are too happy in the pictures. They are too happy and they are trying to force the girl to smile, meaning they did not consent to the marriage. But the women around her environment, made her become too vulnerable to the extent she cannot decide for herself. They decided for her, you see? And girls are being tormented through this. Many girls go for this early marriage and they suffer a lot emotionally. Imagine sleeping near a man I am not interested to stay with. And all of us here in the room knows that if I'm to love somebody, I have to love it from my heart. Like love has to come from my inside heart. Before I give my body to somebody, I need to have that connection. That is it a spiritual connection or biological connection? I don't know. So indirectly we are really making these girls to be vulnerable to even development.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. Well, which forms tend to receive less public attention, and why are many of these cases never reported?
To me, they are all.
The reason they are not reported, some people feel like they are going to be blamed. Like when you are raped, people will say, "At what time were you raped? Oh, what were you wearing?"
Victim blaming.
Yeah, they blame. So they fear blame. Secondly, they also fear, okay, the bad name that this one was once raped. What? Especially those who are not married, they might not get that chance of marriage because people say, this one is already finished. So they don't want to expose themselves. That's why they don't report. Thirdly, some people they don't report because of the reputation. They don't want bad reputation.
Bad names for themselves.
Bad names for the family. They protect their family and even themselves. Yeah.
Let me add on that. One of them is the system of accountability in the country matters a lot in making that they don't report. You see, if I report a case and tomorrow I see the person I have reported in Konyo market loitering, they have removed him away from prison. It becomes very, very useless to report these cases, you see. So many people tend to withdraw cases because there is no proper accountability that is being held on them. The other one is the culture, the negative cultures that we have as families. We like to sleep on issues that affect emotions of people. Because this is my long-term friend, he has raped my daughter, I cannot report. Because this is the father of the daughter, he has raped the daughter, I cannot report. You may ask me, how does a father rapes a child?
Exactly.
But it has happened all over the world. It happens. There are reports. If you go online, you will see an uncle has raped a child. They are very common, you see. So when we start to see that these are relatives, we are relatives, we cannot report this, we are trying to build a very bad legacy for our generation. Because when we don't report, these things continue. Perpetrators will say, as long as they don't hold us accountable, who am I not to rape people anyhow? Or who am I not to beat my wife in the community? You see, fear and fear of low self-esteem. There is low self-esteem in people. And because they don't account, the government does not hold the perpetrators accountable, the system is very low, it becomes very hard for people to report.
Great. Moving on to understanding the need for the bill. Why do South Sudanese women and girls need a specific law on anti-GBV law?
I said it from the beginning that this law will help us hold perpetrators accountable. As the government, as us, the ones that are speaking on behalf of the voiceless. So why we need this law is because it will help govern us in continuing to advocate for the rights of women and girls, most especially holding perpetrators accountable. If we don't have a law at place, the perpetrator will overcome us, because a law has to judge, not me as a person.
Yes.
A law has to judge the person that has done something very bad. Yes, but most importantly, if we enact this anti-GBV bill, are we going to implement it? Is the very big question mark that we should start to strategize as women rights activists, as organizations, as the government, to see that this law is implemented.
Great. To you, before you add on, I need to also add this question. You add on and then you answer that question as well. Some people may ask, why do we need another law? When South Sudan has already that law, I think according to the constitution, it has also been there. Why do we still need another law, yet there is this law already against violence, and how would you respond to that concern?
She's to respond?
It's me, huh?
Yeah.
All right. In the Constitution, we know there are lots of laws, but this one specifically to address, because even with the laws that are in South Sudan, sometimes you see that it's not being implemented or domesticated. Because you see, that is why, as she stated, that why will a perpetrator be released because they might have all the resources and they need to get out of the prison, or how do they even hold them accountable? So we need this so that it can help and govern the girls, not only girls as we stated before, it's both gender. A girl can be raped, a man can be raped, but we need this as something that will need to help the girls and the men actually understand that what they are doing in the community is wrong, and once I'm held up for this crime that I've committed, I'm never coming out of prison, so that they know. We want to see that once a perpetrator has been catched to the prison or where, so they should stay there for that specific period, whether 9 years, 20 years, or for life. We need to see without these bribery things coming in, because mostly we face these challenges of where I have the money, I can get out at any time. So yet they don't really care about the emotions of the people who are being hurt there in the community.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, what happens when the law exists, but communities out there don't know about them, about the laws that protect women?
What happens if the community...
They don't know about the law, but the law is already there.
Okay, that is why we keep advocating, because even people who are not on social media, some of us as the women rights organizations, the national, that's why we also go to communities with awareness sessions. We raise awareness on GBV. We recently held Baraza sessions on GBV in Gumbo Sherkat, New Side, and then Budele Jopa 1, Block 1 West. So we hold these awareness sessions, not only about talking, we also tell them on how they can report whenever the cases arise, because some of them, they don't really know where they are going. And we also tell them about how these laws, because even these workshops that we conduct, we call in people from the community and different parts, so that they can come together and learn about laws, like even these international frameworks like Maputo Protocol, CEDAW. They learn about it, and when they go to the community, they also teach those people who are not aware, because they need to know their rights and how they can report whenever they encounter some kind of challenges.
Great.
Yeah.
To add on that, I think one of the step that can be taken is disseminating this law from the Payam to the Bomas to the states, if it's enacted, and this can be taken up by the line ministry with development partners and some organizations. This should be disseminated to them to understand what is the law about, how do we use the law, and why do we need the law. Them understanding the value of the law. Okay, and as we said, awareness creation is very important. Are we together? And not forgetting taking these laws even to the police stations.
Great.
Yeah, I want to add on the awareness issue. There are very many ways that we can do awareness for our community. We can do it in the churches, because that is where people gather. We do awareness, we tell them about the bill, the importance of the bill, and how they can use it, even how they can report how the bill is going to help them. We can do them in the churches, any gathering in the community, like footballs, anywhere that people meet.
Great. Well, now we can turn our focus to status, advocacy, and political will. As civil society organization, women rights organization have been advocating for for the enactment of the Anti-GBV Bill. What progress has the advocacy achieved so far?
Okay, the progress so far, because I, as a young woman, I've been involved in this process since 2023, I guess, 2023. We have been advocating for the bill. At least right now, we know the bill is at the Ministry of Justice. At least we have advocated and it has reached the Ministry of Justice. That is a progress so far that we know. And then our wish is also to see the Minister of Justice, so that we can also express our concerns about the urgency for the enactment of the bill, because we need this bill to be passed and enacted. From there, we can see how it can be domesticated and implemented in South Sudan.
Great. Before you add on, there's a question I would ask, and the same question to add on the same answer actually will come to you. What remained the biggest obstacle that is actually affecting the bill to be, easily enacted into the law?
Okay, so far the bill have really moved. It is now at the Ministry of Justice, but just to enact it, they have some priorities at the table, like they have elections, they have other things that they need to be doing. That's what they always tell us. And once they are done, we are sure it will be enacted.
Great. You can add on, and then you also back up the two questions.
So I add?
Yeah.
I think to me, one of the challenges that is keeping the bill long is its review. I think some months back, I got it from the minister that the bill is under review. There are a lot of gaps in the bill. So the Ministry of Justice is looking at how they can structure the bill into our context as South Sudan, removing things that other points that are not in our context being removed, replaced, and the Ministry of Justice is doing that. And then, as you said, priorities, yes. The other question was about, you can refresh that again maybe? The other question?
The other question was like, what progress has this advocacy achieved so far? That was what...
Yes. This bill has made a lot of progress. You can see from the civil society organizations, their collaboration along with the ministry, how the Ministry of Gender is so welcoming to us to understand the status of the bill is really a success. Because by the time the ministry gives you the opportunity to come and understand how far the bill is already a progress. And the fact that the bill is already at the Ministry of Justice for its final review, it gives us morale to continue advocating. And it has reached the stage of enactment. Only we are waiting for it to be enacted. Actually, one day the undersecretary, the former undersecretary for Ministry of Gender was telling us we should now restructure our advocacy roadmap. We should start now talking about its enactment. Our advocacy messages should always be how this should be enacted very fast, taken to Parliament and enacted into a law.
Well, where exactly does the advocacy need to be stronger, to become stronger? Where should we actually energize the advocacy itself to be stronger than other parts? Because we believe that there are so many different angles where we can actually push this advocacy and awareness. So now, where exactly can we put too much?
We can put more energy is engaging duty bearers, and not every duty bearer, but influential duty bearers. For example, how we need to map out the people that we can talk to and they can influence the effectiveness of this enactment. We can go to the Ministry of Gender and not talk to everybody, but who is that influential person who is there that can push for this to move forward? So that the bill can reach the Parliament. That is what I can tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. Just to add simply on that, because you see, we can advocate online, but then we still need to see the influential people. That's why, as we
strategic
with DVO last time, we were able to meet with the Minister for Gender, Child and Social Welfare. We also went and expressed our concerns about the enactment of the GBV bill and how it is important for us as young women living in the community. So it came out as a nice experience, interacting with the minister for the first time as a young woman, and also giving us the assurance that we shall one day meet the Minister of Justice. So it was really a nice one, because these are the people who are holding the bill. Because if we reach them, we have hope that one day the bill will be enacted.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yeah,
just
you can,
small?
you can.
I want to add on what she said. One important point of advocacy is joint advocacy. CSOs working together. We should stop working independently on one factor. We should always join voices together and work together collectively. Because at some point, the Ministry of Justice told us point blank that we are getting tired of receiving CSOs from different organizations. Can you people work as a team? So teamwork in advocacy and joint advocacy is very, very crucial if you want to see something move forward. And if you want to see something move forward, you need to analyze your context.
Sure.
As South Sudan. As advocate, as CSOs, we need to understand which kind of context are we in. Our context does not allow us to have violent advocacy. We should always engage duty bearers constructively so that we can see results. But if we start pointing fingers, insulting, hey, you're not doing this and this, it becomes very useless. So I encourage CSOs to have joint advocacy, advocate constructively, engage duty bearers, influencers constructively in putting in mind that we need a positive feedback, but not pointing fingers. Yes, and also analyzing our context.
Great. Looking at our different cultures.
Yes.
And culture is the center of all these things.
I know.
Sometimes. Looking at our culture and tradition, are cultural and traditional considerations influencing the process? And what needs to happen to overcome these obstacles of culture and traditions?
Culture has always been an issue in so many policies of our country. Like by the time the Maputo Protocol was ratified in South Sudan, we had a lot of backlash in regards to two articles, issues to do with reproductive health and rights, because there is a component where it says girls are encouraged to have safe abortion, and because they did not understand how the safe abortion comes, it became like an attack to human nature. Like we are trying to advocate for girls to have abortion every day. You see? So they need to always understand that we have negative cultures and positive cultures, and cultures are made by human beings. Once a culture becomes something very bad that hinders development, we cannot continue with it. Okay, so to some extent, the issue of anti-GBV bill, it delayed. This process started long time ago. It took time because the aspect of a culture entered there. Because there are, like for example, I am a duty bearer and I marry young girls, and there is a bill that I'm supposed to work on, the anti-GBV bill, and this bill is going to hold me accountable. I will not work on it. I will keep doing my other things and say this is not a priority.
No, yeah.
The priority is elections. You see? So you see culture. So any bill that wants to put people in the right direction, normally culture enters in and people start fearing that if I do this, it is going to hold me accountable. That is how culture is so bad. Negative culture, I mean.
Sure.
Yes.
What can a citizen do to demand action, Naru? What can citizens do to demand action?
Citizens of South Sudan, we need to come together as one people and change from the way we behave in the community. Last month we had a baraza session whereby a man confesses that he was into drug addicts and stuff, but right now because he has seen so many advocacy going on and then the problems are coming, you see the boy has changed. Even the mother was within the community, like among the community women, the women were giving these awareness sessions. So he was like, also because of my mother, sometimes we look at family. They say charity begins at home. Our parents, how do they advise us as their children? You know, sometimes you see that even if you see a child on the way and the child is going in the wrong direction, you don't have to say, no, this one, they kalas. You see, because it's not your child. So, but you can still advise the child on what to do. So as the citizens of South Sudan or Junubin, so we need to come together and agree on one thing, because we can't keep on hurting other people's feelings, or we can't keep on doing things against people's will. We need to come together and say we need change as citizens. We need change, and this change starts with us. As the citizens, we ourselves, I'll be like, today I want to change from all the bad things. So if we all change as our inner parts, we know that the community together will change. Because now with the change within us, it will be there as a positive change. And then we will see now the government themselves, because they also want to see change from the community. Because if we don't change and the government also don't change, how is this going to happen? Because we need change from both ways. If we are also doing wrong, they hold us accountable, and we know that I'm suffering for what I did and that was wrong. So we need to come together and ask and first of all change our minds from all the bad things, and then we can be able to advocate for peace. Because now if we change, we will see that there's nothing holding us back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, before you come in, we will actually go to what you call the Justice for Her campaign. That one has been exhausted. Turning our focus to young women's voices, the Justice for Her campaign places young women at the center of this conversation. Why is it important for young women themselves to be heard in discussions about the Anti-GBV Bill?
Okay. Young women, they are the victims mostly, okay, of the Anti-GBV Bill. They face it a lot in homes, at schools, in the offices, in our community general, let me just say like that. They face beating, rape, tortures, like emotional tortures, and they also face a lot of cases. Men face few cases, but women, especially girls, they are forced. This situation of South Sudan, current situation of money, poverty, and all these things, it makes most parents to force their daughters for marriage where they are not even interested, okay? And then they face beating and a lot of things. They don't know anything, they don't have any power, and that's why we are calling for this bill to be enacted, so that we can be able to stand. It acts like instrument for us, it's a power for us, so that we can be able to hold the perpetrators accountable.
Great. And
yes. Yeah. Okay, let me add and then she goes fine. So to add on that, because as young women, we are the ones suffering. You see that there's high rate of single mothers out there. Maybe this is as a result of rape cases, you know, and then we need to talk about it, because we are the ones suffering. And then the boys will be there, you're a single mother, the game doesn't start as 2-0. You see, they don't even want to marry us again as a single mother. Yeah, that is why we need to talk about these issues, so that they know that rape issues, GBV, is causing damage to people. Because now, assuming I was raped and I became pregnant, because I don't want to abort, I now kept the baby. The baby grows, and then they start calling me a single mother, a baby that came out of rape, you know, such kind of thing. That is why, because for the men, they don't really feel it. We are the young women feeling it. You know, once they start talking about us like that, we become emotionally down, and that is when we need people to talk to us. That's why we are raising our voices out there, so that all this can come. We know we cannot end it completely, but at least there's a level to which we can advocate, and something can happen at any time from there. Yeah.
So to me, the involvement of young women or girls in this process of the drafting, you said?
Justice for Her campaign.
In this campaign is very important, but they should not only be involved without participation. When you are involved, how do you make sure you participate in the process? Are you involved and you're there quiet, people are bullying you and you're not saying anything? But after participation, are your voices represented? Representation. So these three pillars moves together for for why a girl or the young women should be part of this campaign. As my sisters already stated, I am the one who knows what I go through. So if I speak with authority. I speak with the deepest part of my pains. I know what I am going through. That is why in every aspect of life, the issue of gender is very crucial. Ensuring that the voices of women are involved, they are participating, and they are being represented. Are we together? So all what they said is the right answer. I cannot add more because they already said it. Yeah.
Well, what are young women telling policymakers about GBV that policymakers need to hear?
We are telling them a lot of things. We have said a lot of things through the radio, through the TV, through bilateral meetings, through workshops, through dialogues. We have told them a lot of things. Especially when you go through the Anti-GBV Bill, you will see all the voices of women there, what we are going through. We have advocated on the issue of early and forced marriage. You've had a girl child's eyes was plucked out. We did not keep quiet. We spoke about it until this lady received some treatment. We have seen in the Greater Brakazal one day, a child was removed from class by the brothers because she just came and sat for exams because they want her to go for early marriage and the lady doesn't want. We have talked about it. We have talked about a lot of things, including marital rape. We have talked about it.
Yeah, we've really talked about all these things and also talking about the marriageable age.
Yes.
Because now some families, they just defend themselves because they didn't indicate what age as a girl is supposed to get.
Specific age
number has never been indicated.
Yes.
We want to see 18, we want to see, for example, 20. We want to see 18, we want to see, for example, 20, so that we have a tangible reason to hold these people accountable.
Okay.
Because if it is just hanging like that, a marriageable age can be 10 years.
Yeah.
Can be 2 years. So they need a clear definition of what is marriageable age. They need to define it clearly in the constitution. Yeah, so that we are safe.
We have really said a lot to the policymakers, but what we want to say now is that we need this bill to be enacted to give us strength, to give us power, to give us energy or evidence, okay, to hold the perpetrators accountable. Because like this, you go to police, what is your defense? You have nothing to defend you.
You'll be defeated.
So we need it really to eradicate or to reduce, maybe, if not to eradicate totally. Yeah.
The other thing is, South Sudan has very beautiful policies, but most of our communities do not know about these laws. And because they don't know, they are doing what they want. And after them not knowing the law, what is the government doing supposed to help them know the law? And how the government can use the law against them. Because my grandfather in the village there doesn't know even what is a Child Act. What is the Education Act 2012? What is the Transitional Constitution? They don't know. That is why you keep seeing
issues.
Alarming.
Even we as these same women were able to meet with the National Constitution Review Commission. We met with them and we wanted to know the status and how are they, what step are they taking forward. They were able to do a presentation, and for us we got to understand that this is where they are now, and they are already employing the National Drafting Committee, the Constitution Drafting Committee. So at least there we got to understand that they are taking steps forward. So they enlightened us about what they do and what they are not able to do at the moment, and also due to challenges with funding issues and stuff. So at least we got to understand that at least the government is trying, but we need more effort so that we can at least be all happy in this world.
Well, how can we make sure that young women in rural areas and communities outside Juba are also part of this conversation?
women in the rural areas. That's why we go ourselves to the community. Even you see there are workshops. We call upon young women from all these communities, because even if you see now, there was a program called the YW for Young Women for Awareness, agency, accountability, advocacy. So it brought in young women. We were all part of the program, and at least that's why we are here today, because of the program. That's why we are able to even raise up our voices. Yes. It brought us from zero level where we were not even able to speak, but now we are able to speak out, and people can also hear our voices out there. Sure. So young women can be part of this. First of all, there should be willingness to change. And then you see that what you're facing, you even need to take yourself in the shoe of the person, of the survivor, and be like, no, my sister is really going through hell. What can I do? We can come together as young women and then still advocate. So young women out there are able to join this program anytime, because when the only problem is when you announce about a program and then they don't show up. So why? Maybe because they are not on the internet, or maybe they have busy schedules. But yeah, young women are mostly involved in this program because they are the ones who are to take up this initiative. They are the ones to speak out for themselves, and they are the ones to speak out and get justice for the survivors.
Great.
Okay. To add on what Naramanga have just said, this program, Young Women for Aid, like Young Women for Advocacy, Awareness, Agency, and Accountability, it really brought young women from different locations, different states of South Sudan. So these women, they were trained as coaches, okay? They understand very well, and then they take the same message to their community back home when they go. They meet in the spaces we call safe space, where it brought young women, you discuss your matters without exposing it to outside people anyhow. They discuss these things, they can make awareness, and in the churches and everywhere where they meet, they discuss these things. Even if you don't have a phone or internet in the rural areas, but they meet face to face, because once they were brought, TOTs are brought from there to where the information is accessed, and then they take the information back there.
Great.
To me, I feel such programs should be owned by the communities. What does it mean by owning? Is engaging them practically. Like from the initial design of the program, if the program design says this should be engaging young women, we should not only look at engaging the urban setup young women. And when we talk about young women, we have different categories of young women. We have young mothers, we have even school dropouts, we have young women, persons living with disability, we have the young women themselves. So we need to ensure that they own the process. By owning the process, engage them, empower them, so that they become empowered. So when every time there are programs, give them the program to engage, like what we are doing. Sure. Indirectly, they are owning the process, and they are learning, and they are getting to know a lot of things. Let them do, taking the attendance, talking the program, taking the program to the community. Like that, we are creating a sustainable impact in that community.
Right. Turning our focus to women's rights organizations, what role have women's rights organizations played in the campaign for the Anti-GBV Bill?
We have played a lot of roles. One of them, we have done a lot of advocacy on our social media pages. Okay, we have drafted, with the support of our partners, we have drafted messages on our Facebook pages, on our Twitter. We have gone for radio talk shows. We have had dialogues with policymakers, and we have had press release, a lot of things. We have done a lot of things to see that this has reached to its enactment space. We have had meetings with the ministers. The previous minister for gender, child and social welfare, she was so welcoming. She has always attended our meetings. every setup, if we call her, she comes. Even the current minister, the Minister of Justice is always there with us. So we have done a lot. The undersecretaries, they are always there with us.
Great.
Yeah. They are always there. And then we also have an advocacy coalition network where we all discuss about the issues and how we come up with strategies of advocacy. Yeah.
That's great. Well, are women rights organizations being listened to enough by the policymakers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not to 100%,
But
because
if not totally,
but
they will have moved to this level.
yes, they listen to us. Though sometimes they are hindered by I am not the final person.
You know, listening, you can listen,
but you take action.
Yeah.
That is why I'm saying it's not at 100%, maybe at 95 or 85.
Then that's good.
Yeah.
If I
So
reach 80?
they can listen, they can give us feedback. They even tell us this. The most important thing in advocacy is understanding the status of something you're advocating for. So the line ministries have always told us how far this is. So by telling us, it gives us a way forward on how we can now strategize. You see, so but if you don't have information, you will be beating around the bush. You don't know what you're talking about. And with advocacy becomes very effective and powerful if you have evidence. Yes.
That's great. What kind of support do WROs and young women activists need to sustain this advocacy?
We need support in a way that we need to encourage. I don't know, my sisters, whether you've gotten this one day. Personally, we have a lot of attacks from people.
Okay.
People who do not understand our journey or do not even understand the concept of what we are doing. I encourage our communities to support us by giving us good feedback instead of calling us names. Sometimes they even call us, these are marriage dropouts. They are talking about nonsense. They are feminists. They don't love men. Who told you we don't love men? We love men. Feminism does not mean I am fighting the man, but I am engaging the man on how constructively the man can help me end GBV in our communities. Feminism is not anti-biology. We are human and we are created by nature to have a husband. And I don't have any point on earth to be a feminist and say I don't want to marry. So communities should stop nicknaming us, and they should stop calling us names, and they should stop thinking because I'm a feminist, you cannot approach me. Many feminists are telling me men do not approach them because they are feminists. So others fear to call themselves feminists. You see? So we need these encouragements. The other one is strong political will. If I am advocating for something, the political will should be there. Let me see the thing moving forward. But if I keep hearing it going backward, it gives me a lot of stress. I get demoralized. I don't become focused, and I feel like what I am doing is not worth it. But most especially, I want to tell to the advocates, we should not be discouraged. To move forward, don't be discouraged. Put in mind that advocacy is a process. The results may not feel now, but the results will feel after some years that you're already even old. So all we are doing is to see that we create an impact in this generation. By the time our children come, they will find the generation is somehow fair.
Sure.
Yes.
Advocacy is not something you will just wake up and achieve. It's normally a process, and a process full of many challenges. What you expect is not what you may get, but we just hope that what we are advocating for at least will one day bring impact to the community. So that's why we need the support of each and everyone. You as an individual, community, government, women rights organization, national organization, we need the support, the encouragement, that even like you as that same person, how do you speak out in the community? So we need the support really from each and everyone, rather than just taking us backward by renaming us like what she said.
Yeah.
So we need the support, advice, you push. They say you can, you will never know that you've tried until you achieve what you wanted. Because now if you give up, nobody will know that you've ever tried one. You've never tried actually. Until you see the results, that's when we know that yes, I did that. But without seeing any results, that means you're doing nothing.
Also, before you come in, before I forget, sometimes we women, we are our problem to ourselves. Some women, some girls who do not understand this journey call us names. I don't know why, but honestly, if a female person, a woman, gives me bad energy, it makes no sense, because we are doing this for the good of a girl child. So why are you against this journey? If you do not understand, do what is good for you. But the more you start attacking me as a girl child who is trying to advocate for a girl child, communities will look like what we are doing is useless. And the impact, the small impact that we have made in the community to create change for the girl child becomes invalid. Because indirectly you are trying to advocate for discrimination, inequality to continue, but you do not understand.
Okay.
It is a very bad culture.
Okay, to add on that, all those who are in the community there and they're getting us, when once you hear what we are saying, instead of moving and doing opposite things, we better amplify or cascade this information to those who are not able to get it right from us. So because we cannot reach to everybody, so once you get, the only support we need from you is to cascade this information for those who have not got, instead of doing other things. And also what we need from them, there are some people who used to trade for, okay, when you do this, they can threaten you. You are doing this, you are just like this, so we will do this.
Even parents.
Threatening people. We don't need that one from you. That one is not support. Instead, you are killing us. You are dragging us behind.
Okay.
So we need you to cascade this information and move with us together. You know, when we all move together and we understand what we are doing, we can really make a change. But when we divide, you are doing this and somebody is opposing,
the world will not move forward.
Right. Now coming to law versus implementation. Let us assume that the Anti-GBV bill is enacted tomorrow. What happened the day after?
First of all, the first step we want is for it to be enacted. Once it's enacted now, that's when we call for implementation or domestication. Because without it being enacted, there's no way we are going to implement. Yes.
Good. Your question is coming. Each one should be having an answer, unless you feel like
she has answered already.
Now, how do we prevent the Anti-GBV bill from becoming another law that exists on paper but is weakly enforced?
I think as she said, implementation is key. We need to drive away from this culture of leaving things on paper. We should start implementing these policies. And as Agnes, I cannot implement because I'm not a lawmaker. I am supposed to enforce its implementation through advocacy and supporting survivors and so forth. But the one who is ahead there, the policy maker, the lawmaker, I mean, must enforce this, must implement this law. We should stop calling it a law, and yet in actual sense we are not implementing it. And yet we keep seeing perpetrators roaming Juba City without being held accountable. Yes.
Okay, to add on that, we can, after the enactment, we don't just need to leave it there because it is already enacted, we are now sitting back. No. This law has to be taught for people, okay?
From communities.
In community, local leaders, the chiefs, okay? The police station, everybody, even all of us in the community, we need to know about this law.
Great.
Okay? And then we need to follow it, like in the police station, when this person did this, immediately we just need to know this one is held accountable in this section of the bill.
Great.
We just need to be working with it.
Yeah, we need to be brief. Time is against us.
Yeah.
Now let's come to your question before we move on, and each of these questions will be answered differently, independently. If this one, if you have answered it, unless later on after the rest have finished, then you can come back for that. You hold your answer in your head. Now, what role should traditional and community leaders play in preventing GBV and supporting survivors?
Okay, these cultures, they are bad cultures. Okay, we love culture. Culture is good, but some cultures are not good, like cultures that promote early marriage. Okay, those are bad cultures. And then cultures that says beating woman is actually is a man's right. It's your right because you have really paid dowry, you pay house, you pay a lot of money, so it's your right to beat the man, to be the wife. This is not good. We need to encourage good cultures, and the bad ones we tell our communities members. Like when I'm a chief of the community, I need to tell my people such ABC culture is not okay. We need to move from this one to the better ones. Yeah, we need to do things that favor all of us, not just men alone or women alone, but good cultures we promote them, but the bad ones we really need to stop it.
Great. Coming to you, can legislation alone end gender-based violence?
You ask again?
Legislation, can it alone end gender-based violence?
No, not alone. We need a collective effort from the community, just like the question you asked her, from the community to our families, to schools, and to the legislation. Okay, so if we get to know these laws and we promote it to be enforced, the legislation, that's the final stage. Okay, so all of us as stakeholders to change, to ensure that this law is being implemented.
Good, just to give you a hint to continue. There are these institutions that also need to be part of. Yes, legislation is there, but what role should a family, like families, schools and religious institutions, as well as traditional leaders, play?
We need a mechanism in our community, a mechanism, a system that brings together all these people together to discuss these issues. We should stop working independently as this is my child. The church has no right over the child. The sect healer doesn't have right over my child. If we need the best for our communities, we need a mechanism, a system in place that brings the voices of all these people together, come together, discuss, look for solutions, and improve the well-being of your community. For example, for the community leaders, the sheikh healers, they play a big role. They are the lawmakers actually in their communities, small communities. If a sheikh healer says, in my community, I don't want to see a child staying home despite their gender, despite their status, their origin, no mother will allow their child stay home because they already know we have a system in the community here that will hold me accountable. If a community leader enacts a law in the community and says, if we get you've raped a child, a girl, you are taken to prison, people will fear to do bad behaviors. Most of these behaviors comes from our community because we have weak systems of governance in our communities, because we don't work together as communities. When I beat, for example, a child of Naromanga in the community, she comes back and fight me. And what do you think the child can do if you support a child's bad behavior? Instead of asking Naromanga, what did my child do? What can we do to improve her behavior or his behavior? But we tend to fight each other, and this is a child. We have forgotten that children behave according to the way you teach them. If you tell a child that fire is bad, the child will grow up knowing that fire is bad. But when you keep telling a child, she should not beat you, she's not your mother, and then children will grow up becoming niggers, rape people anyhow in the community, do a lot of nonsense, they don't want to continue with education, and a lot of underdevelopment will happen in our community.
Great. Coming to Naromanga, what role should men and boys play in the fight against GBV?
What role should men and boys play? A very simple role. You as a boy, not only women are advocates, they can be allies. Men themselves can advocate for this to end. Because in a way that, take a look at, like, as a sister. Now, if they rape my sister, what will happen? I can advocate for the right of my sister because she's a girl. Not only your sister, but other people. Men have a big role because they are the ones, they need to change themselves so that they can change the community. Because for us as women, we always fell victims of these issues from them. So these men and boys need to come up together and then also advocate for the rights of women.
Good.
Yeah.
Coming back to you, if you had 1 minute with the South Sudan lawmakers today, what would you tell them about the Anti-GBV Bill?
Okay, I'll just tell them simply, enact the bill and then domesticate. After enactment, domesticate, because we are really suffering in the community, women especially, in different forms, because it takes physical, mental and emotional forms for GBV to happen. So we really need that, we need to rest. We need the bill to be enacted.
Great. Coming to you,
Yes.
what what is your message to young women and survivors who may feel that their voices are not being heard?
I will encourage the young women and survivors to look for information, access to information, where they can report their cases. And I can tell them they should stop fear by saying they may laugh at me, I should not report. By you reporting, you're already solving a problem halfway. You're already protecting another girl who may suffer the same consequences like you. You're already creating a change in your community because the law will hold this person accountable, and this may not happen to the next person. When we continue to keep quiet, we indirectly promotes unhealthy behavior in our communities. The other message is I encourage young girls to focus in their education. We should have the power to say no to something that is bad, something that you know is bad. Even if your father is forcing you, something that is bad, report it to whoever you think can help you at your capacity.
Great. What can an ordinary South Sudanese citizen watching us this morning do to support the campaign for the enactment of the Anti-GBV Bill?
Okay, what they can do is, first of all, share this live stream with people who are not able to watch us. Discuss that at your free time, whether football, churches, community gatherings, everywhere. Discuss about it and why the bill is important to be enacted. So it's a very important bill that will help all of us, both gender, female and male, everyone. So start by sharing and also telling your people around you, the community and everywhere that you go, that the Anti-GBV bill is very important and needs to be enacted in South Sudan.
Great. Now we can actually close by having an introduction, also telling people about the organization, social media, and including your own account also, so that people can reach out to you when they need some more education, when they need personally, instead of maybe going to the page of the organization. We can start with you.
I will leave the part of the organization to her about GBO, because she works there directly. For us, we are beneficiaries of the project. The message I can tell people outside about me is, on social media, I am Dudu Agnes Wani, and if you go there, I will definitely reply to you. I also have a page called Women's Rights Advocate. People reach out to me, and I can assure you, when you reach out to me, I will have at least 8% support for you, because the 100% should come from the lawyers and the organizations that respond to such kind of behaviors in our communities. But trust me, if you reach out to me, I will support you. I will support you with the little I know, and you will get the support you need. Always reach out to us. Me, I am available. Of recent, I can give a testimony. Two ladies reached out to me, and I cannot disclose their cases, but I was able to call Madam Chandiru for GVO, and she was able to extend this to a lawyer, and currently they're being helped, they're being supported in any necessary way that the lawyer is giving. That is how we support each other. Up to here, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. As a young woman, also working for Global Voices, we have a page called Global Voices Organization, GBO South Sudan, on Facebook, and on LinkedIn, we are also as Global Voices Organization. My own page is Normanga Severio. That's where you can find me. I'm available at any time. As GVO, let's say on behalf of GVO, we support cases. If we are not able to support, we always refer to wherever necessary. We also have suggestion boxes in the communities, in Sherkat, Newside, High Referendum, and Budeli. So we have suggestion boxes whereby in case of anything about rape cases or anything, they always put in the suggestion box so that when we come, we open and see the cases and then see where necessary to help in. So we are always available as Global Voices, the voice of the voiceless, the voice of the survivors. Anytime you need us, we are able to respond to your cases. Thank you so much.
Right.
Okay. Facebook, you'll get me. I'm Liz Isaac. Okay, when you reach out to me, I'll be able to refer you to organizations like GVO and other organizations like Survivors Network, so that you can get help.
Amazing.
Yeah, and when you get me in the community, we are there.
Feel free.
Yeah, free. But they should not reach out with their personal things, like relationships.
Okay. That is beautiful. Well, Dudu, Narumanga, and Liz, thank you so much for being part of this program. And the people who are watching us since the onset of this program, thank you so much for being part, and keep following Juba Echo TV. We will present to you each and every other case that is around GBV and anything that is related to information that you need to know. Of course, you already know who is here. I'll see you on Monday when I come back for the Morning Echo.
Thank you, moderator. Thank you, thank you.
Good to see you. It's been a while. How are you?
Hey.
Are you around?
That you're doing.
Where are you guys headed to?
Sweetheart, I'm going to Entebbe.
Oh, amazing.
I was supposed to go on Tuesday, but I missed that flight.
Of course.
And I have to wait for tomorrow.
That is good that you're also going to Entebbe. But what about you, Diana?
I also had Premier got to Mogadishu from Nairobi.
Okay, that is good.
Since they are dealing with cargo, I also have some cargo I have to send to Mogadishu.
Good. All the best. I just hope you get it and you're through with your cargo. Even you, Vicky.
Thank you, darling.
I just hope you get for tomorrow and you're off.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I have to catch up. Let me let you.
Okay.
All right, dear. Thank you.
I'm okay.
I want to go to Entebbe tomorrow. Do you have space?
Yeah, tomorrow we have flight to Entebbe.
Okay, please. Kindly get me my ticket.
Okay, dear. Dear, here's your ticket.
Oh,
and thank you for choosing Premier Airlines.
Thank you so much. At what time is the check-in?
Check-in time tomorrow it will be at 7:30.
I can see it is included.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Enjoy your flight and your holiday.
Thank you so much.
At Premier Airlines, we are committed to providing you with the best travel offers and exceptional service, making every journey easy, fast, and stress-free. From smooth luggage handling to seamless boarding. Our experienced and dedicated staff are here to ensure your comfort and convenience every step of the way. Book your flight today and discover the skies with Premier Airlines. Visit our head office in Juba at Airport Business Center, Airport Road opposite Sadeco Building. Call the numbers on the screen, or you can as well email us today. We are here to plan your journey. Premier Airlines. Discover the skies.
Juba Echo TV. Information for empowerment.
It's very bad. I have one pitching this car.
Yes, your needs the insurance.
Yes, hello. I just got involved in it. It's really looking terrible.
Would you kindly send me the detail on my WhatsApp? I'm gonna send you our team.
So please do that. Please do that.
Insure with New Sudan Insurance Company. New Sudan Insurance Company offers motor insurance, health insurance, hotel comprehensive insurance, marine hull and cargo insurance, group personal accident insurance, travel health insurance, fire insurance, contractors all risk, workmen compensation insurance, money insurance, goods in transit insurance, life insurance, property all risk insurance, performance bond, plant and machinery insurance, political violence and terrorism cover, and much more.
I will request you sign here. Okay.
New Sudan Insurance Company is your trusted partner in securing what matters most to you. You are not just a policy holder, you are a family. Visit New Sudan Insurance Company website www.nesico.com or call +211 925 955 000 or +211 919 123 678 or +211 925 478 766 to be part of this family and protect what matters most to you. New Sudan Insurance Company, your risk managers in the Republic of South Sudan.
SteamSat Company Limited, a solution to satellite services like DSTV, StarTimes, LNB, all types, subscriptions, free installations. We also do aluminium fabrication to doors, windows, partitioning, suspended ceiling, prefurb, panel cladding, glasses. Call us now on +211 925 068 406 +211 985 068. Email us on bnksolutions@hotmail.com.
Find us on Gudele Road after Pacific